Hello there, and I'm glad to see you here on my channel, Let's Begin with Vika, and today we're going to talk about passive voice. I know that my last video was about months ago, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, and today I decided that we need to do some grammar topics because grammar is a significantly important point in English, and without grammar you can't really speak actually, because without grammar you can't build sentences, you can't build them. So that is why it is significantly important to know such grammar topics as, for example, passive voice, which plays a huge and important and crucial role in English language. So let's start with what is actually a passive voice. Passive voice is usually used in formal texts, for example, scientific articles or in newspapers, and yeah, so this is passive voice. So switching to the active voice will make your writing clearer and easier to read. When we use an active verb, we say what the subject does. Because if you know about passive voice, if you would like to learn something about passive voice, then you need to, first of all, you need to understand the active voice. And when you think right now that, oh no, I need to learn this active voice too, no, because you already know that. When you start learn passive voice, then first of all, we need to know active voice. Active voice, this is past simple, this is also present simple, this is what we know already. When you have got such a sentence, for example, the subject, the hunter killed the lion. Lion is in this sentence is object. However, in passive voice, it will be the subject because the lion was killed by the hunter. We're going to talk about construction also then. But first of all, one more time, active voice is, for example, I love English. I love what English. I is subject, love is verb, and yeah, so meaning that English is then object. I mean, so and in the passive voice, this object which you had in the active voice starts to be subject. Someone has cleaned the windows. The windows have been cleaned, for example. Okay, let's look at the use of this sentence. So, who or what causes the action is often unknown or unimportant. So, for example, someone cleans the house. For example, someone cleans the house. The house is cleaned is cleaned by someone. This is by someone could be just put in brackets because it is not important. So, who or what causes the action is often like unknown and unimportant. A lot of money was stolen in the robbery. We do understand that it was stolen, but by whom? It is not important because we can already understand. Yeah, so this is the money stolen. Okay, when we use a passive verb, we say what happens to this subject. So how old is this house? It was built in 1981. So when we use an active verb, we say what the subject does. My grandfather was a builder, for example. Sorry, he built this house in 1981. It's a big company. It employs 200 people. And one more time, we just talk about the active verbs and active sentences. But here, if we want to say who does or what causes the action, we use by. This house was built by my grandfather, for example. Let's talk about the construction because then everything will be much clearer. The appropriate form of the verb to be plus past participle. Maybe you would wonder, what does it mean, the appropriate form of the verb to be? Actually, it is quite easy. To be is am is are, and is all. So if, for example, it is he, she, it, is you, we, they, are, and I am. Quite easy. Plus past participle. If you watch this video without knowing past simple, it is your time to learn and watch my video, which is going to be in this information box. Oh, yeah, here. Okay, so to be plus past participle. Past participle, this is the form of the verb which is in the past. So, for example, we have got clean. Clean is a regular verb, and as well will be cleaned with ed at the end. When we have got a regular verb, this is, for example, built, build, and then built will be the regular verb. Or maybe it, ate, eaten. So, eaten will be the irregular verb, and it will be the past participle. But here we use it first to be and plus past participle. So let's look at the example. We have got subject first of all. Subject is like a noun who does something, who's the main part of the body of the sentence. So for example, we've got the house. The house is cleaned every day. Is to be which needs to be conjugated. In this case, we've got the house is because it is plus past participle cleaned. The rest of the sentence is every day. We do not need to have the house cleaned by somebody else. It is not important one more time because we talked about that. So the house is cleaned every day. But when we look at the next example with present continuous, you would wonder why is that is being? Because one more time, it depends on the sentence in active voice. So if you have got an active voice, so let's look at this example one more time. We had here active, the hunter killed the lion. So here we have got killed, and killed is in the past form. That is why in passive voice it will be also in the past form, but the to be needs to be in the past form. So let's see one more time our construction. The house is being cleaned at the moment. So it means that the active voice was somebody is cleaning the house. Now, if we've got is cleaning, okay, so this is present continuous. The next step is to do our passive voice. So we've got somebody is cleaning the house every day. It means that somebody is the subject, which is not important in this case, is cleaning the house. Is cleaning is our verb part, and then we've got the house. The house is in this case also this is the object. Now the object needs to change into the subject. So the house is being cleaned because we had is cleaning. It is a past progress. So the present progressive, present continuous, and now when we talk about to be, it needs to be appropriate. Yeah, it needs to be conjugated. Okay, so this is the house. Now it needs to be is being because this is the present progressive form, and we need to change it into the present progressive form. And that's why we have got the house is being cleaned at the moment. Simple past, the same sentence, but in another tense. So we have got somebody cleaned the house yesterday. It means that if we have got cleaned, somebody cleaned the house, then it means that the object, the house, will be right now the subject. The house was cleaned yesterday because the past form of to be is was. We know that already. Okay, let's go to another examples too, in other tenses. We've got also past continuous. The house was being cleaned last week because somebody was cleaning the house last week. The house has been cleaned since you left because somebody has cleaned the house since you left. Past perfect, the house had been cleaned before they arrived. The house will be cleaned next week. This is the future tense. And future continuous, the house will be being cleaned tomorrow. So it means, so you need a first step one more time. You need to know the active voice. Okay, so if you need, for example, you need to build the passive voice. First of all, you look at the active voice. Okay, we have got here, what tense is it? Oh, it's present perfect. Now we need to change it into our example. So not into our example in the passive voice. So we say the house has been cleaned, or for example, somebody, I think, yeah, I suppose it wasn't our first example here. Someone has cleaned the windows. The windows have been cleaned. One more time. Be starts to be in the present perfect. Okay, let's go to this topic, two objects. What does it mean? Okay, so some verbs can have two objects. For example, give. Sometimes it is possible to make two passive tenses. There can be two objects. So, for example, my grandfather gave me, so to whom, object one, this watch. What did he give? It is possible to make two passive sentences from this active voice. I was given this watch by my grandfather. One more time, it is in brackets because it is not that important. Or this watch was given to me by my grandfather, for example. Other verbs can have two objects are ask, offer, pay, show, and tell, for example. So there are here some examples. I've been offered the job, but I don't think I want it. Somebody has offered me the job. It means the same, yeah? Somebody has offered me the job, but I don't think I want it. I've been offered the job. You will be given plenty of time to decide. We will give you plenty of time. I didn't see the original document, but I was shown a copy. Somebody showed me a copy. And here is an interesting fact for you. I was born. Why do I think it is an interesting fact? Because I do know that already at the beginning of at the start of your journey of learning English, you have got the first lesson is usually the biography about you. What can you say about you? Yeah, what's your name? How old are you? And where were you born? This construction is actually also post passive voice because we say I was born, not I am born, but I was born in Chicago, for example. Where were you born? This is also actually present, oh, passive voice. I mean, and now word get. Get can also be used for the passive. So there was a fight, for example, but nobody got hurt. I don't get invited to many parties. But one more time, this is really important to notice a vital problem that somebody could use it in the formal English, spoken English. But no, we have got two English, two speaking English, informal and formal, like informal text and formal text. It means, one more time, reviewing. Formal text or formal English means this is the register which we use when we talk to someone politely, when we want to sound politely, when we talk about, for example, to our teachers, to the older people, for example, because we need to be polite. But informal spoken English is often frequently used in dialogue, for example, in the discussions between peers, friends, your family. So yeah, get is also the informal spoken English. So please do not use it when you've got some essays where you need to do something, to write something, but not this informal English, of course. We also use get in the following expressions, which are not passive in meaning. So there are those expressions like got married, get divorced, get dressed, get lost, get changed, change your clothes. It means, yeah. Okay, so this was our passive voice. And right now, I would say that this is the end of our presentation because right now you can see question and answer. It means that the floor is now open for questions and discussions. By the way, what does this phrase mean? I wanted to prepare it for you because this is an interesting phrase which is commonly used in English to indicate the start of a discussion or the opportunity. It is used in the formal language frequently, yeah. So what does it one more time mean? So when you say the floor is now open for questions and discussions, it means that you indicate the start of a discussion that, yeah, now you can discuss about something. Now you can share your thoughts. Now you can share your opinions. And it is often used, as I said, in formal settings, such as, for example, meetings, conferences, or debates where multiple people are present, yeah, and have the chance to speak. So this is it. So if you've got questions, there's the floor now open for questions and discussions. You can write that below in the comments. And thank you for your attention. Thank you for attending my lesson, because I hope that now you will understand the passive voice, and I will share with you some exercises below in the description so you can practice, because without practice you can't really understand this topic properly. So that is why I'm gonna also tag them in the description below. Do not forget to subscribe this channel, to like this channel, because I try to make some videos and presentation to be prepared for our lessons so that you could continue your journey with learning and improving your English. Yeah, so bye bye. Thank you one more time and see you soon.